Hi guys, and welcome to another video on the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I thought I'd get a couple of videos out to you guys on 10 reasons why you probably shouldn't buy the Royal Enfield, and another video later on 10 reasons why I think you probably should buy the Royal Enfield. So what we're going to do in the first video, we're going to go through the 10 reasons why you shouldn't buy the Royal Enfield. And the first one is pretty obvious. It's if you've watched any of the Itchy Boots videos on YouTube, and it's a fantastic series of videos by Itchy Boots, and you want to try and emulate what she's done. So you think, oh, I'd like to do that, I'd like to get an adventure bike and ride around, tour around, go camping, etc, etc. And you go out and you buy the bike, you spend your money, you buy the bike, use it 2 or 3 times, and the old idea sort of fizzles out and it was just a bit of a pipe dream. So you really need to do your research first and make sure that this is the type of bike you want, and you want to use it for what the bike's built for. The second reason is, and it's an important one really for this type of bike, is your riding environment for the bike. If you ride in an environment where you've got a lot of motorways, a lot of straight dual carriageways, and you're commuting basically in a straight line without any country or country roads to go down, really there's a lot better options than this bike to get for that situation. You really want to be buying this bike for the environment it's made for. So you want to be buying it if you've got rough terrain, you've got twisty roads that you can enjoy, A roads. You want to get out on dirt trails and tracks and enjoy them as well, and you really need to be looking to buy the bike to enjoy them things, not to have on an urban environment where you're just using it to go back and forwards from A to B. So if you're on an environment where you're using motorway riding, or you do motorway riding, and you're just going from A to B, and you have a commute in the morning and a commute at night, it's a comfortable bike. There's no reason why you can't use it to commute, but it's not what it's designed for. This bike was designed for Indian roads and for adventure and getting off-road and getting out and about. The third one on my list, I've got a list down here in front of me. You're one of these guys that jumps on a bike, or you've had sports bikes or fast bikes, and you go everywhere at breakneck speed. So you go through the gears 5 speed or 6 speed, and you rev it to the red line through every gear, and you get into the speed limit as fast as you can. And when you get onto motorways and things like that, you're racing around maybe at the speed limit, but more often than not you're going more than the speed limit. So if you're one of them type of guys that you're used to going quick and you like to go fast, you jump on this type of bike, hoping to replicate that. It's a very long stroke on the engine, very, very ploddy. It's a plodding slow bike, and it's not designed to race around on and get from A to B very quickly, and to go through the gears very quick. So if you're looking for that sort of bike, that's another reason. That's the third reason really not to buy the bike. The fourth reason is, if you go and buy the bike, whether you buy it through a dealership or you buy it through an advertisement listed online, you don't take a test ride of the bike. You've seen all these videos and you've watched how the bike goes on videos on YouTube, and you think, that bike runs really nice, it looks okay, and they seem to be going okay around the country roads, and it's bobbing along at fair speed. Go and try one first. The worst thing you can do buying any bike is not have a decent test drive. And the problem with buying a bike, especially second-hand, on the second-hand market from a private sale, is more often than not there's a lot of people who sell privately that won't let you ride the bike because you're not insured or other reasons. And you look around the bike, you start it up, you rev the bike, you look at all the bits on it, you think, oh yeah, it's tidy, and you put it in the back of your van, you put it on a trailer, you get it home, you insure it, you get out and ride it, and you're disappointed it's not what you thought it was going to be. So that's my fourth reason. Fifth reason on my list, if you want an adventure bike, is number 5, but you don't really want to go on an adventure. So what I'm trying to say is, if you like this style of bike, but you only ever go onto tarmac or asphalt, and you don't go anywhere that's off-road or slightly shaly, so i.e. you want an adventure bike but you're a tarmac road rider, you want a high up position, you want the comfort, the seat, the luggage and all the rest of it, there are far better options if you want to just stay on the road. It's a heavy bike for a 400cc. There are bikes similar weight with more power and more motorway speed, etc. So if you're looking for an adventure bike and you think this ticks all the boxes, but you only go on road and you're only going on tarmac, there are other options. Obviously I'll touch on that in my other video on the 10 reasons to buy the bike, but in my opinion this bike is designed for a purpose, and if you buy the bike, you're buying it because you want to use it on different situations where you'll encounter rough roads or riding conditions, etc. Number 6, if you're not aware of the limitations of the bike. So you're looking at the bike now, I'm standing next to it. It's quite a tall bike, it's up on the top stand, it's a heavy bike, 200 kilos without the panniers. With the panniers you're looking at probably another 5 kilos either side for the panniers, so you're looking at 210 loaded up on the panniers. You've got some weight again. So if you're not aware of the limitations of the bike, again, don't buy it. This bike, you're looking at a top speed, comfortable speed, not a sustained speed, but it will do it, of about 70 mile an hour. That's it. It's a 400cc dual sport adventure bike. So 400cc, 70 mile an hour, you're pretty much at the top end of where you're going to go. It will do more, but you're wringing its neck any more than that. And it's not comfortable, to be honest, anything over about 65 mile an hour, nice and comfortable, nice and steady on the rev range. As well, 0 to 60, it's not going to go like a super sport, so most two-stroke bikes will go quicker. 0 to 60s, you can compare it to a diesel. It's not fast, it gets you there, it'll keep up with traffic around town and around the country lanes, no problem, but it's not a fast bike. So if you're not aware of these limitations, don't go out and buy the bike, take it home and think the maximum speeds for a biggish bike is only 70 mile an hour, comfortable 65 mile an hour. So they're my first 6 reasons. We'll flip the page over. Number 7, if you regularly ride with a pillion on the back. So this bike will take a pillion on the back, no problem. It'll take a lot of luggage on the back, but it's not overly comfortable for a long journey with a pillion on the back. It will get you from A to B, but like I've said before, with its limitations, it will still do similar speeds with a pillion on the back. You'll get from A to B, but if you're going to go pillion riding all the time, ideally you're not going to be going off-road, you're not going to be going on rough roads. So again, there's different adventure bikes second-hand that you can get, similar price range, that will be better suited for two-up touring. So if you're going pillion, it's probably not the best bike to go pillion on. The 8th reason, and another good reason, a lot of off-road riders will think, well, this is going to be fine for using as a dual purpose bike, but a lot of off-road riders are used to a bike with a lot of torque, a lot of power, a lot of ground clearance. So they're used to taking bikes off-road with a lot of clearance on the ground, and lightweight as well. So if you're thinking from an off-road point of view that this will be a bike to jump on and carry on doing my off-road riding as well as commuting on, probably not the best option. You're probably better looking at something like a DRZ 400 that you can use in both situations. It's light enough, it'll go on the road, and you can have fun at the weekends off-road. This is a trail bike, it'll go up any trail you want to take it up, it'll go up rough ground, but it's a heavy bike, it's over 200 kilos, and the ground clearance is about 8 inches. So compared to a dedicated off-road bike, it's not the same. Okay guys, number 9 on the list. If you're a new rider and you've got a A2 license, as it's called in Europe, I don't know what it is in the States and the UK, but an A2 license allows you to ride up to, I think, 47, 48 brake horsepower. And you think this being a 400cc bike is going to suit you because it's a small capacity bike, it's a low capacity engine, so it's not going to be frighteningly fast. If you think it's going to be an easy bike to handle, it is once it's rolling, but you've got to be aware, as we've said earlier, that it's a 200 kilo plus bike. If you're a new rider or a young rider and you drop the bike on the floor and you're going to pick it up, it's a heavy bike to lift up. So again, it's aimed at licenses that aren't a full A riding bike license, and to that effect, if you're confident and you've been riding a while, it's fine. If you don't want to go above that on your license and expand to a full license, bike license, that's great. But new riders just passing the test, it's a heavy bike to start riding, especially if you drop it and you need to pick it up. And finally, number 10, if you're just looking for a commuter bike, i.e. you live in an urban environment and you want to get out of your garage in the morning, you go probably 20-30 minutes to work, 20-30 minutes back, Okay, it's a comfortable bike, it's a narrow bike, so you can commute in and out of traffic, no problem. You can filter through traffic on it because it's not overly wide, provided you've got the panniers on the side. But what I will say, for the money, you can get better bikes to commute on. I mean, even down to scooters for commuting in the city, and smaller bikes that commute better for less of a price. You only need a 250, something like that, in the city to commute it back and forward on. So if you're looking for a commuter and that's what you primarily want to use it for, providing you're not using it as a delivery bike, obviously. If you just want a commuter to get you to the office or get you from A to B, again, I would advise against getting this bike. So basically, guys, that's my 10 reasons for you not to get the bike. I mean, with all them 10 reasons, there are reasons within them reasons to get the bike, but primarily, if you're thinking along them lines, any of them 10 reasons, I would suggest that you have a think, have a test ride, or maybe get a different bike for your purposes and needs. Thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and subscribe to this channel, and I'll get more videos out to you. Thanks.